Hey guys, welcome back to Etheria Restart. In today's video, I want to give a massive shout out to everyone in the comments of my video where I was saving lattices. The most common one that I saw people say was Ling Luo skill 1. And I was like, I'm not up to doing Aurora yet, so I don't really want to do that investment until I see that I need it in Aurora. And because I have this global account that I don't play as much anymore, it's kind of like my testing ground. You can see we're overcapped on stamina and stuff like that. But because I wanted to test it, I jumped over straight after doing my no SSR Teramaton team, and I wanted to test doing a no SS, like a free to play, because we'll use Ling Luo Aurora team. And that's where I finally went, okay, let's test it before doing the upgrade of skill 1 on Ling Luo, and then after. And can I just say, it is an absolute night and day difference. This skill up is just honestly massive for Aurora specifically, but I'm also going to go ahead and upgrade this skill on my other account, my Asia server account, the 2-week-old account that I'm really pushing, because I think this is really going to help me in Doki as well. And I'll explain why that is when we jump over there later in the video. I'll jump over there. I'll show you guys how the runs work at the moment, and then I'll do the upgrade and I'll do a bunch of auto runs off camera, and I'll give you guys the results of how reliable the team is after we do that. So the thing here is, what does it give? What does this skill 1 give? Obviously, it gives speed. Speed's good on anyone. Damage multiplier, who cares? Increase the healing amount of the basic attack. The basic heals 2 allies, and it goes up to 15%. Any healing increase is nice. I do have mine over here on Bramble. In Doki, there's a lot of units doing AoEs, so you can get more Bramble procs. In Aurora, one of the towers also attacks, so you got 2 enemies that can do Bramble procs. I do think it's a nice little tech over here on the Ling Luo. Now, the next one is a big one. Increases the chance of purifying or applying Whale Prayer to 75%, up from 60 or 65. That's a really nice boost. So what happens is when Ling Luo heals, she has a 75% chance now to cleanse, and if the ally has no debuffs, then she has a 75% chance to put Whale Prayer, which gives them a heal at the start of their next turn. So that is what's really nice on this one. And then increase the duration of Whale Prayer to 2 turns. This is also really nice. It allows you to really stack up those Whale Prayers. Obviously, we've got a 5 Whale Prayer limit, but you know, it's a 25% heal. Really, really nice. Now, the other thing is we've obviously got hit skill 2, which extends buffs, which means you can keep these Whale Prayers going for even longer. If you're using her with something like Kachi the Guard, you can extend them even longer. So it's a really nice thing to just have like continuous heal over time on your units through method of this one. But don't forget that those Whale Prayers can also cleanse your unit at the start of their turn. And that's where I think the real value in Doki is going to come. But that cleanse is also really powerful in Aurora if the immunity wasn't up and Aurora manages to land some of those debuffs on you. So let's jump in, and I want to show you guys, and I didn't record it before I did this upgrade, but like it's night and day the difference, the amount of Whale Prayers you have and the amount of healing output you have with the skill 1 upgrade compared to without. Now, this was me straight after I did my Teramaton run yesterday, where I did the no SSR Teramaton, and I'm like, let's do a free-to-play Aurora. Unfortunately, I had to put my Tiamat in on this account. These units, like my Viper has no skill ups. The shells are not great. The investment's not there. So these units just die to the early burst without the Tiamat damage share. We just can't recover quick enough. So I do think I will get the free-to-play Aurora team cracking maybe in the next week or so. Whether I do it on this account or the other account, I will keep you guys updated, because I definitely think it is something that is achievable. But once again, we are on Inferno, and I want to just show you, this is a 13-minute run. If I replace Kaz with Lily, it becomes quicker, because Tiamat kind of needs Lily. But this was just to test the concept and to see how things work with Ling Luo's skill 1 upgrade, and can I say it's pretty nice. Now, we're not going to watch the full run. I just want to show you guys how these Whale Prayers stack up and what they actually provide to the team. So there's our initial damage. She's going to use her skill 3. Now, the skill 3 is only to basically heal through some of this Curse Shield. But the great thing about the Curse Shield is even when it's on, you can still get the Whale Prayers to apply, because it's not considered a debuff as such, because you can see we've still got those Whale Prayers, and you're only supposed to get them when you have no debuffs. But because it's not considered a usual debuff, you can still get the Whale Prayers. I just think that's a nice little thing that she has in her kit. You can see that Bramble proc there getting really nice, and now you can start seeing the Whale Prayers. Look at Tiamat's Whale Prayers up here. Now she's about to expire some of them. because she took her turn, but you can sort of see the amount of whale prayers across the board. You got the 5 stacks on Tiamat, you've got 4 stacks over here on Viper, you got 3 stacks on Kaz, you got 2 stacks over here, and you can just start stacking them up absolutely massive. And you know, you combine that with some artisans over here to, you know, get the mitigation against the Aurora, and then you've got the extra cleansing and healing that can roll through, and then the shields that mitigate the upfront damage. It's a really nice combination that you can get. But that's what I really wanted to show you guys, is the amount of whale prayers we have, which are really, really effective. Now, once again, this team is not well invested, so there's a lot of work that we could go into with this one to definitely improve the team. But watch these whale prayers stack up, hopefully get a few procs, and you're just like, all that extra healing, all that extra cleansing is just so damn nice. I absolutely love it. But we are a bit squishy. I will evolve this team and get the free-to-play version, but I just wanted to show you guys that to see the power of those whale prayers. Now I'm going to log over to my Asia server account, show you my Doki Run, because that's what I'm trying to improve over there. I am also starting to fiddle around with Aurora, and I want to show you guys that before we do the upgrade. Then I'll do the upgrade, and like I said, run some tests, so I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so here we are on my other account. As you can see, we've got no skill ups yet. I will be skilling this up now, but after I show you guys a run. But you can see it's only a 10% heal as opposed to 15%, and it's only a 60% chance as opposed to a 75%, which is a big difference on the cleansing and also the application of the whale prayer and the big 2-turn duration. So I want to jump in, show you guys my Doki Run. Now, this is obviously using Lily and Messiah. That is my Doki team. This is not meant to show you a free-to-play Doki team. That is for a future video. Hopefully we get skill priorities, because I'm kind of struggling at crafting this one. The other two have been much easier in crafting that team. But what I want to show you is coming into wave 2 of this fight, where the pinch point is, and it's often the stuns that make us lose. Now, this team's probably 70 to 80% successful. It still just gets some of those fails because we get stunned, and it's like often it's the Kaz, maybe it's the Ling Luo, maybe it's the Freya getting stunned, whoever it is, and it makes us, you know, not be able to get that defense buff, not be able to get the attack break on the enemy, not be able to get the extra heal. And I think upgrading this skill 1 to have a better application of the whale prayer and higher uptime of them is going to make a big difference in allowing it to cleanse those characters. Yes, the healing will be nice as well, but obviously we got destroyed max HP. This fight has its own issues, but I think the big thing that can come from this is the cleansing that it provides. Because if you guys have been trying to run Doki and you're not using like the one-shot Remoka team, you'll know that the problem with this fight is how much damn RNG there is between who the enemies decide to target in wave 2, whether you have your skills available in wave 2, whether they land a stun on you, whether they land the defense break on you. All these things are massive things that can impact a run in a negative way, and that's what we're looking at. So you can see here that we've got Messiah there with his stun and taunt. Now, unfortunately, even if he gets one of the cleanses, it's not going to help him because he's kind of boned. So he didn't even get the cleanse there, which is only a 60% chance from that one whale prayer that he had. But hopefully in this one, now we can see that maybe as we jump into wave 2, if we get that upgrade, maybe we can avoid some of those types of situations. So we should know this one guy is going to be chunky and really annoying. So this is going to take us a little bit longer on this wave, unfortunately. But hopefully you guys can see the impact. Now, we do run 2 pseudo immunity characters in this team. We have Ling Luo with full immunity. We have Freya with her pseudo immunity, I call it. It's like a shit version of immunity. But, you know, we have 2 ways to try and mitigate that RNG of the stuns, but it's just not enough. So I'm hoping getting extra whale prayers can make a difference. Now you can see we're pretty stacked on whale prayers at the moment, which is quite nice. However, it's that 1-turn duration on them, which is annoying. Now some of them are 2 turns because she did use it with her skill 2. So her skill 2, first one applies, second one extends. But let's go ahead and take a look at this run. Now, once again, hopefully we get a couple whale prayers. So this is a really optimal entry into the second wave. The only thing that's not optimal is that Kaz has managed to cut in front. So if Kaz uses her skill 3 here, like this is the absolute most optimal run we could have coming into the second wave. There you go. Like everyone except for the boss slept. You know, we got shields up, we got a bunch going. But as you can see, those whale prayers already disappearing because they're only a 1-turn duration. And that is the issue. And like I said, maybe this will be a safe run. We get good RNG. But the RNG in these fights is absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that we might be able to mitigate some of that by if we get stunned, now we have an extra cleanse. So that's why I do think the Ling Luo skill 1 could also really help in these types of situations. Because you can see Ling Luo there, she got the death break. No one's been stunned yet, so I'll have to wait for the next rotation of turns to see if the enemies do stun anyone. But let's go through, because we got those whale prayers up, but the problem is they only last the 1 turn. Some of them may last 2 turns because it was, once again, off of her skill 2. But let's see this. Boom. Okay, love it when they go ahead and attack Messiah after invincibility. It feels good. So let's see if some of these stuns come out on the next rotation. Now, I'm going to be real. This is making my team look like the best team ever for Doki Doki, because our RNG on this one has been insane. So there's the Lily stun. So there is the Lily stun. You can see she's about to move, but she has none of those whale prayers. So Lily with whale prayer could have got cleansed on that rotation there. But obviously no whale prayer, no chance at cleansing. Ling Luo was after her, so we lost that opportunity. Now in this run, because it's been going so well, it's not going to cost us the run. But you can see that is my logic on this one, why I think that the Ling Luo, if I upgrade that skill 1, I think it could really improve the success rate on some of those bad RNG runs and save us a bit of stamina and make this thing a little bit less of a nightmare. So that is the thought process. Once again, this run has been absolutely phenomenal. This boss could still just clap me from here, but it has been probably one of the best runs that I've ever had over here in Doki Doki. So we didn't get too many chances to show you guys the stuns, but that whole idea, you guys have been playing Doki Doki. You know that the biggest pinch point is those damn stuns and the way they can absolutely ruin a run. Dude, we even slept the boss just before his turn. Like, you don't get this much good RNG. Anyway, I'm going to upgrade this skill. I'm going to run probably 20 or 30 runs while I go make the kids breakfast. And I will come back to you guys with the results. And hopefully the results are promising. And you guys can use that information as you will if you want to go ahead and upgrade it. But it's one of those ones where, as the guy who likes to be very conservative with his upgrades into skills, I think this is just one that is really worth it in my opinion. So I'll do some testing and we'll be back. Okay, we are back. Now, it's been a few hours for me. I had to grind up the GP outpost to actually have the resources to go ahead and max this skill on her on this account. But I am pretty happy with the results. So I went and ran 40 runs in Doki Doki after maxing this skill. Now she is back on another build because I had to do some arena, but my 40 runs in Doki Doki went pretty decently. I'll show you the results of those if we go over to this screen. You can see, I'll just show you guys, there's 8 pictures. We've had 1 loss there. We have another loss there. So that's 2 losses so far. And then we've got 5 wins, 5 wins, 5 wins, and 5 wins. So from 40 runs, we had 2 losses. For me, that is fantastic. And I feel like in general, the Doki Doki fight is one of those ones where there is so many things that could go wrong. Like if you're not building a one-shot comp, but even with one-shot comps, you're going to find ways to lose the random game. You know, whether you run into the second wave with none of your cooldowns available, they def shred and stun your healer, whatever it is. But that's why I like doing all these little things that make it a bit more consistent. And I am perfectly happy now with the state of my Doki Doki Inferno team, that is where I am going to leave it. I'm not going to try and fiddle with it too much. I will do gear upgrades as I get gear upgrades, but now I am in the farming mode. I am going to keep farming Nico Nana. I'm going to keep farming Doki Doki, and that is what I am going to focus on for the next probably week at least. See how we go. See if I can build up a Terramaton team, an Aurora team, something like that, and then keep progressing through. Now, I do have ideas for Terramaton to do the new comp because I pulled a Veronica, so I might try and make that work. We'll see how that goes. But in general, I think this is a great skill up. Once again, you don't have to do any skill ups. I feel like I'm the conservative guy, and if I was starting a fresh account, after I, like, you know, depending if I had some big DPS or, like, you know, the Messiah and the Lily, which were no-brainers on this account, I think this is one of the next skill ups that I would do on a new progressing account, because Ling Luo is just such a good healer, and you're going to use her just about everywhere. Now, yes, she may be power creeped in the future. I really like Mia as a character, so if you have Mia and you're going to put skill ups into her, then maybe you avoid this one. But in general, I think this skill 1 especially is a really solid investment. Skill 3 I've considered to get the extra healing and also the cooldown reduction. I'm going to sit on it. Once again, I am conservative with using my gold lattices, but once again, I think this skill 1, I have no regrets in putting that in. I think it's a fantastic one, and it's going to help me across the board, especially when we looked at Ember Trek and stuff like that, where you're using her, especially on this new rotation where you need a ton of healing, because we've got the new damage thing where you got to heal back up to full, and I don't have a Sanya or a Red Chiaki or a Mia, so I got no other healers besides the Goat Vice. So we'll see how we go, but that is that one. Really happy with those test results. I pretty much got Doki as happy as I'm going to get on farm. So that's where we're at. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.